Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Deconversion Stories. And today I'm chatting with my friend Kyle Brewer right over here. Kyle, how did we sort of meet? I guess it was through the whole ACA stuff, I guess.
Yeah, just communication through the community.
Yeah, pretty much. And first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And
it's good to be
everyone
here.
In the chat. Oh, yeah, well, we'll see. Well, everyone in the chat, welcome to the show as well. Yes, Nate just realized he's blue now. And I also modded Bill Castle because I apparently am the Oprah of wrenches. So you get a wrench and you get a wrench. And if you look under your seat, there might be a wrench. No, I'm just kidding. Don't look under your seat, people. It's just a joke. And Marie K. Austin is in the chat on Twitter. Or so not Twitter, sorry, Twitch. So more people should head over to Twitch and check it out from that side too. At least you can watch from both places, and it makes things makes it better for my Twitch stream stuff, and I can get like what do they call it, monetized, I guess.
Partnered.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. You see, you're cutting off half my head here. All right. Well, Kyle, you know what we do here on the show? We basically talk to people about their journeys away from whatever belief systems they were once a part of. So I always ask my guests to kind of take us back into the days of the indoctrination and how those dominoes started falling and you slowly crawled your way out of there.
Right. Well, for me, I grew up in fundamentalist Christianity. The whole literal, our universe, 6 days, all of it.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
How did you square that with like without being like an asshole? Like, how did you square all that with what reality was saying?
Well, honestly, I was pretty detached from reality. You know, I believed what was told to me through my grandparents mainly. My mom taught some of it to me, but she wasn't as hardcore. She would kind of just left it up to me, but the grandparents are the ones that kind of drilled the concepts into my head. When I was bored, they would hand me the Bible and say, go for it. So, you know, and I actually went to 2 separate churches when I was younger. And that was the first little bit of unraveling because I realized, wait a minute, I'm being taught 2 things here. You know, the fundamentalist church I went to was teaching me, you know, Jesus is the only way and hellfire awaits. And at my other church, which was my stepfather's mother's church, my grandmother, it was much more liberal, all about love and being kind to each other and that kind of thing. And they never really mentioned the hell thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was my first little bit of questioning, like, wait a minute, y'all are saying 2 different things here.
And that was like within your own family too, right?
Right.
Yeah, which is kind of weird if you think about it. I think they'd all be in line with each other.
No, not at all. But what do you expect?
Yeah,
I mean, everyone disagrees on every point of doctrine, it seems.
Yeah, that's true.
But from there, I didn't really question much. You know, I went through elementary school, the same Christian. I went to the Bible program that they would put on for the kids with adults or parents' consent. I remember specifically they taught us a song about how the earth was created in 6 days. It took just a week to create the earth and Mars. I still have the song memorized to this day. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to torture your
damn
ears. No, different show.
Maybe if you have too many in the after party.
Yeah, actually, we'll see about that. I might just do it.
Everybody get your recording mediums out.
Oh, God.
Don't worry, it's going to be on YouTube.
Hey, I'm pretty open about this, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nate, sing a song.
Oh my God! Okay. If any of you have heard it, it's called "He's Still Working on Me."
Oh,
have you heard that?
I've heard the name of the song before, but I really don't think I've ever actually tolerated hearing it or something. Probably. You don't have to do, man. We can wait till the after party, and then all of us can join in a big chorus of ensemble. Avengers.
Someone's gonna have to clip that. Yeah.
What the hell's going on there? The house is coming down.
No, my garage door just opened.
Oh, hello, garage door.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Worley, from all the way across the pond.
Oh wow, cool. I'll tell you what. The main thing that kept me in, Christianity in general, was actually the hell thing.
Mm-hmm.
For years, and even to this day, I actually called into Dave Warnock's show yesterday and talked about this. That I still deal with the nightmares that come with the indoctrination of hell, and talked about how to deal with that. Because while it's not the biggest issue I deal with deconverting from Christianity, it's definitely very pervasive. It's what happens when you don't live alone.
That's when we do something like this, where we go, oh, we are having technical difficulties. I didn't want to do a long one, but yeah.
All good. But yeah, hell was the main grasper of me when it came to, because the way my grandma described it was, you ever put your hand on a stove? Well, imagine that forever. And that's pretty powerful. I mean,
that suck.
Right?
Well, my mom did that to me to try and teach me not to play with matches once. She put one of my fingers on I was too strong, though. I kept pulling away. I was like, utter fear. Like, I didn't want to. And I could feel the heat. She's trying to put my finger on it. This is what it feels like. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I pulled my hand away. And I finally broke free and ran away.
Oh, man. I couldn't imagine that. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's like some serious punishment going on there.
Excuse me.
It's okay. She felt bad and bought me a set of Lego, so I forgave her.
Is that the Magic Cure Legos?
Oh, Lego! If you want to get into my heart real quick, you can buy me some Lego.
Nice.
I think I have a bunch of them on my wish list at Amazon. Actually,
I haven't actually. Man, I haven't played with Lego in so long. I should get back into that. That was fun.
Yeah, just whatever you do, don't order the garbage ones like this one.
I saw that stream where you bought some $300 thing,
and it turns out it's not even Star Wars; it's Star Warped. Whatever the fuck that is.
Oh, don't tell me that was from Wish.
No, not Wish. It was. It was an ad on Facebook. Where they show the big Millennium Falcon that comes in the giant box.
Yeah,
and it's like normally like 800 something. They advertise it as like it's got re-released, and it's a much cheaper price now. And you can get this Millennium Falcon for like what was it, $280 or something like that. I think it was close to 300. It was at over 300 with all the shipping. And I'm like, oh shit, man, that would be awesome. So I ordered it, thinking I was going to be able to rub it in the face of some friends of mine that just got the actual set, right? And it shows up all fucking wrapped up in a bubbly bag like that. And I'm just like, this is not what I ordered. This is not what they advertised. And I've been trying to get my money back, but it's just, I don't even think they're around anymore. They haven't answered my last email, so fuck them. So.
If it turns out you can't, you should totally put it together on stream.
I will. And then I'll, give it away to some kid or something. And he can rip it apart and put it together again if he wants.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. I also have an actual Lego set of the Razor Crest Mandalorian ship that blows up. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
No, the Lego ship doesn't blow up, but in the show it does. It gets destroyed. So, which sucks.
That costs extra, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
All hail Starward. Awesome. All right, where were we before we got sidetracked by Lego, which is common?
I think we were in hell.
That's right. Yes.
Right. Yes. So that was like the main gripper of me for the longest time. It still kind of messes with me because, indoctrination is powerful. It's hard to escape.
Sure is.
The
Especially
advice
when it comes from people you trust, right?
Right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, these people tell you, hey, the stove's hot. It's hot. They're trying to protect you. Hey, don't play with that. It's dangerous. They're trying to protect you. Hey, worship Jesus because it's the only way. They're trying to protect you. The logic is sound, but it just, yeah. And I have a few plot points written here. I think the real next stage in my deconversion was actually biology class in middle school.
Okay.
I had a teacher named Mr. Brewer. He liked me because I same last name.
Yeah.
And I remember points, right? I remember specifically that he decided to tell us that the next section of our class would be evolution. And I raised my hand up saying, I don't think that's real. I believe in Jesus. In front of the class.
Jesus didn't do anything. It was all God, wasn't it?
Well, I believe that Jesus was God, but in fully God and fully man, even though that's a total contradiction. You can't be fully one thing and fully the other. That's
right.
But yeah, I remember standing up and saying that, and he says, "We'll see."
Oh, Caitlin's here, sending you some love.
Oh. Yeah, Mr. Brewer was the one who started cracking the armor on my belief because I was always interested in science. Like from a young age, from age 5, I asked for an encyclopedia for Christmas, and I got the damn thing. It was a nice illustrated encyclopedia from all different topics of things, and I read it. And from then, I started asking questions from everything, whether it was religion, animals, whatever I was interested in, space. Why is the sky blue? Anything. I just wanted to know as much as I could.
That's awesome. It's funny. Was it Neil deGrasse Tyson? He was talking to a bunch of graduates. I think was one of the videos I saw of him, and he was saying how kids, when they're young, everything to them is science because they're discovering things.
Exactly.
Even the bad things, like when you stick a fork in a light socket, or in an electric outlet, you're still learning. It hurts a little, but you're still learning, right? But so everything to a child, especially really young children, is all about discovery, and that's all about science. And parents tend to kibosh that. Like when he said one day he noticed parents with their young one, and it was raining, and there was a puddle, and the kid looked like he was about to jump in the puddle, and the parents pulled him away from the puddle. And to him, that's like stunting his scientific inquiry.
Right.
Because he wanted to know what it was like to jump in a puddle, see what would happen.
Let kids be kids.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he said. He said, let them explore. Let them, even if you got to put a Band-Aid on them once in a while, let them explore. That's how they learn. And
I fully agree with that.
For sure.
That's why kids tear shit up. Trying to figure out exactly. how it works,
Exactly.
I
got in trouble for doing that to one of my dad's watches once.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That reminds me, I did an experiment as a child. I was trying to see how heavy an object has to be to not flush down the toilet. Now, I was smart enough to come up with the question, but really stupid on the execution because I took some of my mom's jewelry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it went down the drain.
Yeah.
But yeah, kids are scientists, but some of the experiments are a little
costly.
My
favorite was taking the toilet paper roll and wadding it up on one end, putting it in the toilet, still attached to the roll, then flushing and see how much of it goes down into the drain.
I have never done that. Does it work?
Heads up, it doesn't really work that well because after
Oh,
the force of the toilet kind of pulls on it, it's already wet and it's into it, so it breaks almost right away. I think
oh no.
three extra little shit tickets made it in there, but that was about
it. Excuse me.
Oh, this is music to my ears. Greg Locke has been banned from Twitter. Thank you,
I
Lyra
saw
Bird.
that earlier.
That's fucking awesome. That guy's a shit stain.
Oh, fuck him. Yeah. I started learning about evolution, and that opened up my whole world. Because I was interested in science, so I trusted what science was saying. I just hadn't discovered everything yet. So when they said that we were apes, they said, we have thumbs.
Well, yeah.
That made sense. Like, okay, we're made of meat. That I mean, what else are we besides animals? And it didn't click until seventh grade biology that, hey, we're animals, and there were never just two humans. Well, wait a minute. What about Adam and Eve? And from there, it started unraveling.
What about him?
I thought, well, if there weren't ever just two humans, that's not how transitions work. Then
couldn't have been. Can't just have been two humans that started everything.
Right.
You have no genetic pool or whatever the fuck they call it, right?
Exactly. And that started breaking the story apart because I'm like, wait a minute, if Adam and Eve didn't exist, then original sin makes no sense to the story, and there's no reason for a savior to come in the first place.
Yeah, it doesn't anyways. if God's all knowing, then it doesn't anyways.
Right. And it's only been within the last 5 years that I've really started going deep into like the reasons why let me back up. Actually, I'm jumping way ahead of myself. So
you've got an hour. Well, 45 minutes now, give or take.
Oh, no worries. Hoping I can fill that time. My story is not very long because I'm only 26. A lot of this has just happened within the last few years.
Okay.
It's been a big change for me.
That's why we throw in fillers like Lego stories.
Yeah, there you go.
We always tangent off here and there because it's part of the fun. That's why I like these conversations to be organic. And I never have a list of questions that I want to ask. I just let people sort of tell their story. And if something goes in my head, I go, oh, wait a second. And then,
Well, I'm autistic, and part of that is I have to plan for absolutely fucking everything.
Okay, fair enough.
So I was talking to a friend earlier who might be in chat. He was telling me, just if you're nervous, over prepare. Write down more talking points than you have time for. And I think I did a good job here. I got a lot to touch on.
Lots of bullet points. Very good. Well, round yourself back to where you're supposed to be then.
Gotcha. So yeah, the evolution thing, I started to delve into that a little bit and came to the conclusion, yeah, we're animals. The story I was taught, maybe it's just a parable, it's just a parable. It's just metaphors for other things. So I held on to that for several more years. And probably around the time I graduated, which is when I met my girlfriend, Haley. We've been together for 6.5 years now.
Whoa, really? Wow. That's impressive, man.
Thanks. She actually grew up in a children's hospital because, and she never had much of a religious belief because of the things that she saw.
Okay.
So we meshed immediately. Her family is kind of religious, just traditional Catholic. But she never held any beliefs because of her upbringing. So once we got together and we started talking about beliefs, I moved from Christian to a deist because I didn't want to let go of that belief that there's someone out there watching me or whatever. So for probably, I don't know, 6 months, I considered myself a deist.
Okay.
And
I think I was at that point at some point in my life too.
Yeah.
Where all the stories in the Torah, because I was raised as a Jew, were just, mythological, but I still believe that there was some sort of greater power, we'll say.
Right. That's what I was like, some prime mover of the universe.
Yeah,
like,
prime mover, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, that takes me back to the 80s, man. There's a band I used to love that had a song called Prime Mover, and they called Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction. Yeah,
that
look
is a
them
name.
Up. Look them up, man. It's total sludgy kind of in the vein of somewhere between Faster Pussycat and Guns N' Roses kind of rock.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. And they had another song called Backseat Education. Guess what that's about? Anywho.
Well, I would guess biology. Anyway.
Yeah. So to speak.
There's that coin.
Yeah. I'm slacking.
I can't.
There we go.
I can't drink, but I will hit this.
Oh shit! Yeah, go for it. Yeah, Mikey's on his holidays now with his fiance. She's getting married, and they're doing the honeymoon thing and whatnot. So we will be without him for a little while, guys. So, pass by his Twitter page or Facebook page or whichever you are friends with him on, and send him some congrats. Send him some love, because him and his fiance are on a cruise right now, and hopefully they're having better weather than we have here.
Yeah, I can already hear the thunder. You're probably going to hear it soon too.
More than likely, it's pretty ugly out there right now.
You said you're up in the Northwest, right?
Yep, Pacific Northwest. Yeah,
nice.
Well, Canada actually, we're the Southwest, because Vancouver's in the southern part of Canada.
Gotcha. It's actually one of my dream locations, just like forests and open space.
Oh, yeah, it's great here. It's great here.
Because I come from a small town in Indiana where practically everybody is about Jesus. Everyone's about Jesus and Trump. That
Jesus is my savior.
Yeah. I'm starting to question if it's Jesus or the other guy at this point.
Yeah. He just held a rally, and they had like something like 1/100th of the amount of people they thought they were going to have to show up for it.
Oh, that makes me happy.
It's something like that. Anyway, they said it's supposed to be like 100,000 people there, and like less than a couple thousand showed up or something.
Hey, it's good to know that whole thing is dying out, right?
Yeah.
And if I can take just a moment to expose myself here, I used to be about 5.5, 6 years ago, not just a Christian, but an alt-right Republican Christian.
Oh boy, conservative and everything. Yeah.
Yep. I was brainwashed. I was in it, but it had to do with certain friend influences and that kind of thing. It wasn't any real choice of my own. And I actually have my girlfriend to thank for getting me away from that crap. She's just the nicest. I'm shouting her out a lot here, but she's
okay, a big part of where credit is due.
She's a big part of why I'm the nicer humanist I am today.
Very good.
Yeah. My next talking point here was, and pretty much the final chink in my armor was, I discovered Christopher Hitchens.
Oh, okay. So was that like a YouTube thing?
Yes.
Okay. You started going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I found him on YouTube. I listened to a lot of the debates and arguments and the best of Christopher Hitchens, because I was still kind of on the fence,
Sure.
And I wanted to hear what the other side had, even though I was scared to listen to it. And I think that's what a lot of Christians go through, is that they're afraid to investigate the other side in fear of being wrong, and because that's how it was for me. I was afraid that, like, what if the reasons I'm holding aren't good enough? And for a while, that really messed with me, it was hard for me to sort out my thoughts and be rational with the indoctrination that I grew up with. Because I was preached one thing, I'm learning all this new stuff. They're completely, diametrically opposed.
Yep.
So what do I go with here? And so there came a time in high school where I talked to, this is actually just before the Hitchens thing, but I talked to a friend about Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, that sounds like absolute bullshit, right? I'm like, well, how do you figure? Like, do you really think there could be a boat that could house all animals on the planet? And I don't know.
Not all of them.
Well,
it's either pairs or 7 groups of 7, whatever the fuck.
Right. This is just in my mind because I had a weak understanding of it, really.
Sure.
And he said, well, first of all, it would need to be the size of like an ocean liner times 3.
Yep.
There's
still wouldn't be big enough, FYI.
Yeah. Well, even for just the ones that are stated to be on the ship,
right?
Still not big enough. So
I think Ollie's doing this on purpose, by the way. Now he's like, I got to get high coins, so he's sending me messages
every time it goes off.
He'd be able to double up if I actually gave him my phone number. He said he could text me and then message me on Twitter too.
Oh, hello.
Fuck, Ollie.
Actually, man, you're gonna kill me, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, what was I talking about, man? Oh, gee, look at that. Fucking double shot right there. It's like the radio stations. Coming up with the Rolling Stones.
Oh man. It's funny. I'm an atheist now, a humanist, but some of the music I listen to still comes back from what's that?
That was a mushroom. I don't. Dave's been putting those up there. Ollie's like, it's not me, with his fingers crossed.
No mushrooms tonight.
Yeah, no, I can't do those. Every time I try them, they just make me throw up everywhere, so I can't do them.
May I suggest mushroom tea? It kills the nausea.
Way I tried it.
Oh no, really?
Yep.
Well, then you're screwed.
Yep. I just don't. They don't agree with me. Whatever. There must be something else in the mushroom that they just don't agree. It doesn't agree with me.
Is it too bad? I used to be a pretty avid psychonaut. While I was still spiritual, I like to explore my mind, and yeah, I don't do that anymore. That's not the best idea.
I smoke my weed, drink my beer when I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I do not condone drugs, kids. Do not do that. Weed is okay.
At least talk to somebody who knows before you try it. Be with somebody you trust when you do try it.
Exactly. But anyway, so Hitchens, yeah, I went down that rabbit hole.
I missed one.
Damn it.
You don't have to do that.
I have to be true to myself, Neil.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I won't stand in your way, sir.
No, I'm just some Midwest stoner dude.
All right. I'm a West Coast stoner, except I'm like, all I have left is until I go downstairs and get more, all I have left is what's left of the doobie I was smoking yesterday. And so
nice. Yeah, I don't do much anymore, just kind of in the evenings.
Yeah.
Used to be a lot more of a like everyday party dude. But no.
Everywhere I went, we were smoking pot. When I was a painter, it's like I'm going to get high off the paint fumes anyways. Might as well smoke a joint before I start working.
I admire you.
Well, somebody's got it, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, going down the YouTube rabbit hole, I did encounter your show several times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, within the last 3 years, 2 years.
Cool.
I mean, you're not exactly like not unknown.
Well, I wish toke for Neil. Hashtag toke for Neil. I I keep hearing that, and then I'm like, well, Jesus, why am I still under 3,000 subscribers?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna start sharing the hell out of you.
Well, I think people may know who I am because they've seen me on tons of other things too, but this just may not be what they want to sit and watch. Like some people like this sort of thing, like as evidenced by my very good friends and fine people in the chat. But sometimes it just may not be what somebody wants to sit through, right? So
I'm sure, and these are long form conversations, so
they are. That's part of the problem too. I think the longer something is, the less, almost everybody's got some form of ADHD these days anyways, or ADD or something anyways, right? So
however, you got to think, the ones who do sit and stay through it, those are the ones that are going to keep coming back. It's not just going to be some one-off 3-minute video and they forget about you. If they sit through the whole thing, that's memorable.
Yeah. It's a way for people to sort of get to, because basically what you see of me here, this is really me. This is who I am. I hold nothing back. This is. You met me in real life, you go, fuck, you're just like you are on your show. So,
is that a bad thing?
No, I try to keep it real, right? I'm not like, I might ham it up a little bit, but this is basically me. So, if you guys ever meet me, expect exactly what you're seeing here.
I'm just my goofy, awkward self. It's who I am. It's who I'll always be.
Me too.
Which leads me into another subject.
Dave's just like, my bad. So anyways, Hitchens.
That's Hitchens. Hitchens. I actually had his book inside, God Is Not Great, which I'm still trying to finish.
I've got it too, right over here. Right down there.
My only thing is reading books. My ADHD just goes nuts. So I really like audiobooks.
Me too. I have these basically, especially nice little books like this one right here, which is actually written by a guy in the chat right now, David Worley.
Oh, wow.
He wrote this. He put this together.
That's awesome.
He didn't write it because it's actually fallacies that we all know, but he organized a whole booklet. This is part 1. There will be more coming. So of modern day fallacies that are common that you see, right? So
what's a fallacy that you hear often, or just one that is your favorite, if you have a favorite?
I think one that you hear the most, and one of the ones that I think is hilarious, is argumentum ad populum. Well, it's got to be true if everyone believes it, but no, it doesn't. Every kid in the world can believe in Santa Claus. It doesn't fucking make him real.
Yeah, there's a large majority of humans that believe in Santa. It's not a thing. Or, actually, I discovered the tooth fairy wasn't real on my own because I decided I lost a tooth and I decided not to tell my parents. And sure enough, nothing happened. So I waited 2 days on that. Nothing happened. I'm like, hey, I lost my tooth. And of course, a quarter shows up. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey,
excuse me, that was my $2 tooth.
That was my $2. Hey, my first tooth, I got $100.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, must have been a good night for the tooth fairy. Probably won a card game at the bar or something.
Well, there was that one time where my dad told me, I'll give you $100 if you let me pull your loose tooth. And somehow I said no because I didn't have any concept of money.
Yeah.
Looking back, I was like, oh, that was missed. It was a missed opportunity.
I have a question.
Sure.
The cup you're drinking from, is that a fucking Dalek?
I don't know what that means. It's just
bring the cup into view. It's a fucking they're star or diamond shaped. They look like little round things. A Dalek from Doctor Who.
A Dalek.
Dalek.
Is that what's called? Dalek.
Exterminate. The Doctor.
Man, I'm not going to be able to unsee that now.
Every time you drink it, I'm drinking out of a Dalek. One of them fancy Daleks.
Actually, I got it for $1 at a store called the Black Friday store. Basically, it's all sorts of crap that gets sent out and never makes it
never sold on Black Friday.
Well, no. It's stuff that people order online and it never makes it to the destination. So they ship it all to this store and they give it away for really low prices. I don't know how it's legal, but it is. I think.
Very good. You hope. I have a receipt, damn it. Leave me alone, cops. Wow,
Right.
dude, I didn't even hit the coins button. You're just going to town.
It gets to that point where I forget that I'm smoking, and I just keep smoking
Just
and
do it.
forgetting. And
yeah, I have that problem with eating.
yeah, I used to, man. I used to be 340 pounds. Now I'm down to 274.
Some of your shots about your reduction and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you, bro.
Well, I mean, it was a forced thing because my health was just going down the drain, man.
Right.
I'm gonna skip that coins.
Yeah, you've preempted a few.
Yeah, I'm loaded up for a few minutes at least.
For a few minutes.
Which brings me into a beautifully happy subject: animal suffering. This was a big one when I was finally leaving religion. I was like, wait a minute. If man is the sinful creature, why do animals have to suffer? Like, why does a zebra, who is not a logical thinking being like we are, have to suffer getting its snout ripped off in a river by a crocodile? I mean, it seems pretty freaking cruel, you know. And I was always taught that God is love. You know, he's where love comes from. So that didn't make sense. How could hate and pain be an extant thing in a world that's supposed to be encompassed by love? And apologists will say, well, we have free will and in the fall of man and all that, but that just doesn't make sense.
Cop-out excuse. Yes.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Of course it is.
And
they like to use that excuse too when I bring up things like the Holocaust. It's like, oh, really? So it's just free will. You know, he could have come down and saved the lives of, 6 million Jews anyways, and then another almost 6 million other types. And he could have come down and saved almost 12 million lives, but he decided not to.
Yeah, and it's
free will.
Well, that doesn't even make sense because well, it doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons. But one that I always thought of, well, I can't say always, recently, really, was if God transcends time, okay, he sees all of time.
Yes.
Then everything is a fucking script.
Yeah, everything's predetermined.
Yeah, right. I mean, you don't have free. Either God is not all powerful, or you know, and I don't actually buy into free will. I don't think we have true free will.
I think because you read a little bit about neurology and stuff like that, neurosciences.
Yeah,
and I'm actually delving into that as sort of a side thing right now, anyways. And yes, your brain makes decisions before you're aware, but it's still your brain that is making the decision. So I'm still on the fence that I still believe that we still have some form of free will, whether people want to agree with that or not, because it happens so fast that you wouldn't even notice. So you're still making up your mind,
right? Which is why I personally call it an illusion.
Well,
I mean, none of us disagree that, we feel like we have the power to choose vanilla over chocolate. But couldn't it also be, environmental pressures, your past experiences with vanilla and chocolate, and
sure, it'll play its part in it,
and it triggers a certain chemical reaction that you prefer. It's your happy drugs that are being released. So one was going to be preferable to the other at that time. So it's a choice, yes, but it's not entirely up to you, if that makes any sense.
But all of those experiences came from you having those experiences in the past. So it still adds to your decision making in the future. So I still call it like a free will sort of thing, because you could say, you know what, yeah, but I'm tired of vanilla.
Oh, you could, but there's always a want. See, I'm gonna paraphrase this from a video I watched, but there's always a want behind any choice, and we don't necessarily control our wants. And I'll give an example. Let's say, could you want to punch your mother in the face? And I don't mean could you do it, because that's entirely different. Could you make yourself want to do it?
Remember that I told you she was going to put my finger on the stove?
Oh, of course, but
that was the time I kind of wanted to punch her in the face. So.
But you would have wanted to punch her in the face because of a want to not be hurt, and
right.
it's yeah. So there's always a hidden want behind it, and I'm a strong proponent of that. We don't necessarily choose our wants, but that that could go either way. I'm not an expert at all.
Sure.
I just watch videos.
That triggered that want. That action triggered that want.
Okay.
For me, right?
Gotcha. Well, hey, that was productive.
All right. So now that you've gone down the Hitchens rabbit hole and all the other stuff that you found on YouTube, when do you think it was that you finally just sort of sat back and said to yourself, you know what? I can't buy this anymore. I'm an atheist.
Yeah. Actually, it happened shortly after joining the sorry, I'm stuttering here. This community. I met people in it who were so open and inviting that I finally decided I was comfortable saying, you know what? I'm an atheist. It's time to let go of the baggage, to let go of the fear. And, we have a life that we know we get. Obviously I'm not 100% certain of anything, but I know I'm experiencing something right now. Mm-hmm. So, and this is something I know I get. So why should I waste it on a belief in something that I don't know that I get?
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. So it's a very typical story. There's not much that's too extravagant. Although I did call myself a pantheist at one point for about a week.
Why?
Well, in my mind, I was like, well, the universe, by definition, or reality is everything that is, encompasses everything. So maybe everything is collectively is God. But then,
what is everything? There's shit out there.
Exactly.
I'll guarantee you there's shit we don't even know exists. There's elements we probably don't even know exist.
Exactly. And
hello, ceiling.
and the reason, it was really simple. The reason that fell apart for me was like, well, wait a minute. If everything's God, then cocaine is God. That just heroin is God. Nothing that doesn't make sense at all. So I dropped that belief pretty damn quickly. And
good.
Within a few months of just talking to people, I declared that I was an atheist, and I came out to my family.
How'd that go?
Oh man. Well, my grandparents have never really looked at me the same. Okay. They still love me. They still say they love me, but they just look at me like I'm the black sheep. And what's worse is that my brother was kind of going along this route with me, and he became an atheist just a little while after I did. And we had this whole conversation at my grandma's house. He came out to them saying, I think I'm an agnostic. Mm-hmm. And they immediately told me, shut the fuck up. Don't say a word. Yeah. So
shut you down right now.
So they wanted to talk to him and be like, look, we don't think this is right. We were in the church so long. You're a drummer for the church.
That doesn't mean
have you really thought about this? Trying to guilt him into it.
Yeah.
But he never looked back. So, and that was just from conversation that I had with him. So, yeah.
Does he still consider himself an agnostic, or does he consider himself full-on atheist now?
He's an atheist.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
Does he still play the drums?
Oh, yeah. He's been a drummer for like 10, 11 years.
Awesome.
Yeah. In fact, one second. I'm sorry.
Sure. We get to stare at the wannabe Dalek mug. I guess he's got something going on there, because the garage door kept opening and closing, the inside house one and the motorized one that goes up and down. So,
all right, sorry about that. Small interruption.
No problem. That's all right. Shit happens
all the time.
Even while we're going live, life everywhere around us is going on. So
wherever you are, there it be.
Yep. Just hopefully these so-called storms that are coming our way aren't going to cut us off.
No, I turned my backup generator on, or a little power supply for my router. So if it goes off, we're good.
Excellent. But it may not go off for me, or it won't work for me.
I'll just sit in empty space talking to myself. No different than any other night.
Here's a good question. Question from the chat.
What's up?
Does Monty Fox ever shave to Kyle's music? I don't think you don't make music though, do you?
I have a SoundCloud and it's all instrumental.
Oh, okay. Cool. You have to share that with me.
Oh, sure. No worries.
Because you became a follower of my SoundCloud, didn't you?
I did. I've been showing it to damn near everybody who will listen.
That's cool, man. Thank you.
Well, I was wondering where the intro music came from, and I had somebody link the SoundCloud last time I was in chat. Right. And I the first one I heard was Tangled.
Yep.
I was like, oh yeah. But are you the singer?
Yes.
I knew it. I could tell, but I just wasn't 100% sure. I just wanted to ask. Yeah, you got a good sound.
Thanks, man.
Is there any like influence, like it almost it sounded like a little bit of Tool.
Tool's one, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, if you want to talk like modern sounds, but I'm also influenced by some of the stuff that I grew up listening to, like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Rush,
Nice,
stuff like that. So all of that kind of plays a little bit into how we style our music. Some of my vocal stylings for because I'll change it up for different songs, right? So
yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Thank you. I always thought that I wanted to be more like the bands that I listen to, where you don't like if you put on, say, and it's not like I'm trying to pick on them or anything, but you put on like a Nickelback album, you're going to be listening to the same song from start to finish with slight different arrangements. So, but I didn't want that for our music. So you get, if you listen to all our music, you're going to get different sounds on almost every song, right? You're going to get a little Spanish guitar. You're going to get a little violin overtones in a couple of them. You're going to get all kinds of stuff in there because I like the variation that you can do with music. So why limit yourself to this one sound? Well, it sells on the radio. I don't fucking care.
Right. You want to be dynamic with what you can do. Yeah.
We've been played a few times, and we also got to play live on the radio, which is a bucket
list
item for me. Checked off. Yay.
There you go. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. It helps when you know the DJs. So
well.
I bribed him with, I'm like, hey, Darren, you gotta let us do a song on the radio. He's like, yeah, I could do that. And I go, here's a doobie. He goes, oh yeah, I could do that. So we blazed up, and then we got to play live on the radio. It was great.
That sounds like a dream come true, man.
Well, it's one of my bucket list items to have a song played on the radio and then to play live on the radio. Another one I got to do is to play a big stage. Like we played tons of smaller stages. We've been able to play with bands that I loved as a kid, like a punk band around here called Dayglow Abortions. We got to play with them, and that was kind of cool. So, moving on up.
Hey, I mean, this is actually one of my bucket list items. For the last few years, I've been wanting to get on and tell my story and just put myself out there. But I've dealt with really? But my biggest problem was I am a very anxious person.
Okay.
I mean, even coming on here was a load of. I am fairly good at hiding those feelings because I have to be strong for my family.
Sure. Okay.
We got family issues that I still live at home and take care of people in the house. So, well, thanks. It's often thankless, but it needs to be done. We're currently moving my grandparents out of their home after 70 years of them living there. So it's been a month.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty emotional too, I imagine.
It is, and seeing all of their old religious stuff that they have hanging on the walls, and we're not keeping any of it. But yeah.
Hey, sell it at a garage sale to some people who want it, I guess.
I'm not sure
Or
what we're doing with it.
donate
I
it.
think we're just getting rid of everything and selling the house. But anyway.
Well, kudos to you for coming on today, man, even under that kind of pressure. But
Hey,
I
I
hope
mean-
that I've helped alleviate that a little bit.
Oh, you're a great host.
Oh, thank you.
Excuse me.
He's dying.
Dying on camera. That's really good for ratings.
Listen, man, you want to die a little quieter? Just kidding.
Give me a second. We'll see how loud it gets.
Yeah. Oh, well, let me pull out. I have a decibel meter app on my phone. No, I don't. They probably make them, though. I mean, if they can make ghost detector apps for your phone, then I'm sure they can make decibel
God,
meters.
I used to believe that crap too, and I was terrified of. Yeah, I was terrified of sleeping in my room.
Really? I was encouraging them. If you're real, come talk to me. We'll have a conversation. It never happened. Obviously.
I actually went through a bit of a spiteful phase with God, where, I was trying to summon a demon to. Yeah, I was trying to do that shit to she's like, I don't believe you exist. Why don't you, show me, and trying to provoke them. But I went from Christian to angry Christian to deist to pantheist to atheist, and here we are.
Yeah. I apparently I was first a Christian because I was born to Christians. Didn't know it. Was raised a Jew. Went into the Kabbalah, got into weird mysticism shit, ended up in Wicca and other pagan shit. And then I became an atheist when I realized it was all just a load of fucking bullshit. So,
now,
none of this shit's fucking real. What am I doing?
Right. I don't know if you heard that.
I heard that.
My gosh, I have a live audience behind me.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, my brother.
Hello, brother.
Oh man. Well, this has been real fun, Neil. I'm really glad you had me on tonight.
Me too, man.
I've been trying to prepare all week. Like, this backdrop behind me is just a blanket. I installed a new light bulb in here for better lighting. It was crap before. It's still crap now, but it works a little bit better.
Lighting.
Actually, I can do this.
Hey, look at that. And it changes.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. I like that. That's better. Hey, you look all evil and shit. Yeah.
But now I can't read my notes.
Fuck.
I don't need them. Fuck them.
Well, we're getting pretty close to the end of this anyway, so.
Man, it's been an hour already.
Yeah, I know. Time, man, when you're having fun, boop, it's gone. Like, what do you mean it's almost over? Was there anything that you wanted to mention before we do wrap this up and jump into an after party?
Not too much. I just started Twitter, so if anyone wants to follow me for random crap, that's
link is in the description. Go do that right now.
Thank you.
I have spoken.
Neil has spoken.
You can follow on Twitter and Facebook too if you want to follow me on Facebook.
Yeah. If you can friend me on Facebook, I post pretty much daily, just about my life, just things that are going on.
Very cool.
Oh,
I
think that's a
Metallica. Am I evil? Actually, it wasn't originally Metallica. Yes, I am. Am I evil? Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I guess the last thing I'll say is that I'm just real thankful for everybody in this community, whether it be the ACA or just the online secular community. Your shows, the chats, it's all very helpful.
It is, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we got to sneak one more in, right, Ollie? That was a YouTube notification.
That counts. Any reason to hook
they all
up.
count. They all count.
Oh,
that was the Tang Boys. Oh, no, that was Dapper Dino.
Yeah, I had to miss my modding duties on the Perspective tonight. But
Oh,
this
really?
is totally worth it.
It's funny, we were just talking about DJs and stuff that I knew on the local radio station called CFox. And it's like my phone hears me when I talk about this kind of shit, because my photos often comes up with, hey, we have some memories for you. This is from 5 years ago. And it's me and one of the DJs at CFox right there in that picture.
Pretty sure our phones I'm pretty sure our phones look for like keywords like that. You know, I don't think they're truly listening, but they pick up on things.
They do. Oh, my Star Trek Alliance on the game has formed an armada. I'll have to miss that one. I'll miss that one. I form armadas all the time, so it doesn't matter. Oh, god damn it. That was
oh my gosh.
Because the little Twitter emblem came up. No, it was Seth Andrews. You can thank Seth for that one.
Ah, right on.
Yeah, send him a message. Seth, thanks for getting me the hashtag coin so I could have a toke. He'll be like, what?
Yeah, I'll thank him next time in the stream, and he'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, it's okay.
We didn't even do this when I had him on. Or did we? Did we do that? I think we did. I think we were doing the hashtag coins by then.
I think I saw that one yesterday, actually.
Is that Anders one?
It's a good one. That one, and one of my buddies was on the show last week. So
right on. Okay, so a word of advice to folks that might be listening, that are on the fence. What would you tell them? What would you say if you're having doubts? Here's what worked for me, kind of thing. What would you tell them?
Well, what worked for me was just being honest with myself, and caring about what I believed, because whether or not your beliefs are comfortable, you can gain much more from having a consistent internal view of reality than something that just feels good and is just blatantly wrong. I mean, you can pick out so many moral issues with God beliefs and just a lot of religion in general. So for anyone listening, just be honest with yourself. Don't be afraid to question. Keep an open mind. And yeah, just don't stop questioning. I mean, don't be cynical, but keep questioning.
Yep. One of my favorite fucking pictures I've seen, or meme, I guess you would call it, is somebody has spray painted "question everything" on the wall somewhere, like a subway or something, and underneath it says "why." I just think that's too funny. And yes, there was another hashtag coins there, so there you go, guys. I'm not going to do any more, even if one happens, because we'll get to more of them in the after party. But okay, all right, one more, Ollie. Ollie's my new scapegoat. What we'll do though is we are going to get into an after party, guys. So if you want to be involved, I already know. Just so you guys know, one spot is already for sure taken. Puck messaged me earlier and threatened me. He said, "I better get a fucking seat there, or I'm going to come over and slit your throat." And I was like, "Okay, all right, fuck."
he messaged
didn't really
me
do that. I'm just kidding.
He messaged me and told me he took the night off for this. So yeah.
Wow, really? All right.
I know. Like, why am I worth that?
Oh, hang on. No. Oh, shit. Puck, I already got 11 people waiting. I'm just kidding. You better go to work. No, I'm just kidding. All right. That's we'll wrap this up. Kyle, man, thanks for being a great guest tonight, dude. It was a lot of fun chatting with you.
Thank you so much for having me, Neil.
We should have went with the red from the get-go, because that's fucking dope.
Thanks, man.
All right. First and foremost, my patrons. I could list them all. Ex-Evangelical Carol, Jenna Miu, Bicycle Legs, Atheist Edge. It's actually Jim from Atheist Edge. Justice J. Peterson, Mr. Dishonest Ape himself, Jonathan, Zachary, Tobin, Hellbound Hillbilly, Quiet Gorilla, Tons of Mice, Susan Turpin from the Disbelief, was it Divine Disbelief channel? Peter and Catherine, and Scott, and Santi the Sane, X from Utah Outcast, and Robert X. These are my awesome patrons. I never expected to have that many, to be honest. I thought I might have 2 or 3 and make a few extra bucks, but you guys really are the meat and potatoes of what happens for this show. So thank you all for everything you do for the show. Big love and big hugs. And of course, the YouTube chat. and everyone that goes and does a double watch over on Twitch to help my Twitch partnership thing happen. Thank you guys for that. And a little reminder that Randolph and I are starting our own call-in show. Yes, we actually are. As soon as the damn studio is finished being built. English spoken good today. So head over to the channel and give us a sub there so you won't miss the launch date when we do. If you want to learn more about it, you can head over to www.truenorthtalk.ca. Yes, that's right. Canada even has its own dot thing. And don't forget that myself and a lot of other wonderful, beautiful, amazing people, many of them are in the chat right now, like Puck and Nate, just to name a couple, do a little show that has been revamped and relaunched. It's an ACA product called The Nonprofits, and it airs at 3 p.m. Central between Talk Heathen and the Atheist Experience. You can come and see my ugly mug and Puck's ugly mug and Nate's ugly mug. They're not really ugly. I'm just joking. It's a lot of fun to do, and there's so many awesome hosts that we kind of mix it all up. So every week you might even get to see new, fresh people all the time. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, and the last Saturday of every month, at least I think it's going to keep happening, was being done by Andy and Seamus and myself, called Atheist Drinking Out Loud, over on Andy's channel, which is the Laughing and Disbelief channel. If you're unfamiliar with it, definitely go sub to him because he's a pretty funny guy, and he does stuff every single day. And he's got a lot of great stuff on there. That's about it, guys.
And thank you to chat. I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention to chat tonight. I'm only on my phone, so I can only have one screen up. But
that's okay.
Thank you all.
Hang on. See, I'm not the producer, so I don't know how to do all this shit. Where are we? No, that's not it. Look at this shit. It's got to be over here. Is that it? That's not it. Oh, I don't need it to run across the screen anyways. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys in the after party. If you want to get involved, just send me a message via Twitter or Facebook, and I can get you a link. And until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of the interviews, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.